For most of human history, power was something we borrowed from nature. We burned wood to survive the cold. We used wind to push our sails across unknown oceans. We relied on flowing water to grind our grain and feed our people. Energy was fragile, unpredictable, and always limited by the forces around us. Entire civilizations rose and fell depending on how much power they could extract from their environment. And for thousands of years, no matter how advanced we became, one truth remained unchanged. Humanity was always constrained by the energy it could produce. But hidden deep inside the fabric of the universe was a force so immense, so concentrated, that if unlocked, it would change everything. This is the story of how humans discovered nuclear energy, the most powerful invention ever created, capable of lighting cities or erasing them from existence. Long before the word nuclear existed, ancient philosophers sensed that matter itself held secrets far beyond what the eye could see. The Greeks believed all matter was made of indivisible particles they called atoms, an idea that would remain purely theoretical for nearly 2,000 years. For centuries, science advanced slowly, limited by tools, knowledge, and imagination. Then, in the late 19th century, something remarkable happened. Scientists began to peer inside the atom itself. In 1896, Henri Becquerel accidentally discovered radioactivity, revealing that atoms were not solid and unchanging, but unstable, capable of releasing enormous amounts of energy. Soon after, Marie and Pierre Curie expanded this discovery, isolating radioactive elements and exposing the world to a new, invisible force that could pass through flesh and leave its mark on time itself. At first, nuclear science felt almost magical. Radiation glowed in the dark, elements decayed without fire, energy emerged from matter without smoke or flame. But no one yet understood the true scale of what had been uncovered. That changed in 1938, when scientists Otto Hahn and Fritz Strassmann discovered nuclear fission, the process by which an atom splits apart and releases a staggering amount of energy. When Albert Einstein realized the implications, he reduced it to a single equation that would echo through history: E equals mc squared. It revealed a terrifying and beautiful truth. Matter itself was energy, locked away, waiting to be unleashed. As the world stood on the brink of global war, that truth became a race. Nations realized that nuclear energy was not just a scientific curiosity, but a potential weapon of unimaginable power. In secret laboratories scattered across the United States, the Manhattan Project assembled some of the greatest minds in human history, all working toward a single goal: to harness the atom before anyone else could. Scientists raced against time, against uncertainty, and against their own moral doubts. They knew they were opening a door that could never be closed. On July 16, 1945, in the desert of New Mexico, humanity crossed a threshold. The first nuclear explosion lit up the sky, brighter than the sun. In that moment, humans became a species capable of destroying itself. Just weeks later, nuclear energy revealed its darkest face. The atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki instantly ended a world war, but at a cost that still haunts humanity. Entire cities vanished in seconds. Lives were erased. Generations were scarred by radiation that lingered long after the blast. The world stood in stunned silence, realizing that the power of the atom could never be uninvented. Nuclear energy had arrived not as a promise, but as a warning. Yet even in the shadow of devastation, another possibility emerged. Scientists began to ask a different question. What if this power could be controlled? What if the same force that destroyed cities could also illuminate them? From this question was born civilian nuclear energy. Nuclear reactors were designed not to explode, but to sustain a controlled chain reaction, releasing energy slowly and safely. For the first time, humans could generate massive amounts of electricity without burning fuel, without smoke, and without carbon emissions. A single pellet of nuclear fuel contained as much energy as tons of coal. By the mid-20th century, nuclear power plants began to rise around the world. They promised clean, reliable energy for growing populations. Cities expanded, industries flourished, hospitals, transportation systems, and entire nations became powered by the atom. For a moment, it seemed as though nuclear energy might be the solution to humanity's endless hunger for power. But beneath that promise, fear never disappeared. Because unlike any other energy source, nuclear power demanded perfection. One mistake could mean catastrophe. Those fears became reality in places like 3 Mile Island, Chernobyl, and Fukushima. Accidents reminded the world that nuclear energy was not forgiving. Radiation could poison land for decades. Entire regions could become uninhabitable. Trust was shaken. Public opinion fractured. Some saw nuclear energy as salvation, others as a ticking time bomb. And still, the world continued forward because the need for energy never stopped. As climate change accelerated and fossil fuels revealed their destructive cost, nuclear energy re-entered the conversation with renewed urgency. Unlike coal, oil, or gas, nuclear power produces vast amounts of electricity with almost no greenhouse emissions. Advanced reactor designs promise safer systems, smaller footprints, and reduced waste. Some scientists believe nuclear energy is essential if humanity hopes to survive the next century without collapsing under its own consumption. But nuclear energy's story does not end on Earth. Beyond power plants and weapons, the atom has carried humanity into space. Nuclear technology powers spacecraft that travel beyond the reach of the sun. It fuels probes exploring the outer planets and deep space. In medicine, nuclear science saves millions of lives each year through cancer treatments, imaging technologies, and sterilization techniques. The same force once used to destroy cities now heals bodies and extends human life. And yet, the ultimate question remains unresolved. Nuclear energy is neither good nor evil. It is power in its purest form. Its impact depends entirely on the hands that wield it and the wisdom with which it is controlled. Humanity now lives with a force capable of sustaining civilization or ending it in a single moment. No other invention has placed such responsibility on a species still learning how to govern itself. As the world moves forward, nuclear energy stands as a mirror reflecting who we are and who we might become. It represents our greatest intellect, our deepest fear, and our endless ambition. The atom reminds us that knowledge is never neutral and progress is never free. We have unlocked the energy of the universe itself. The question is not whether we are capable of controlling it, but whether we are wise enough to use it responsibly. If this story made you reflect on the power humanity holds today, share your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe nuclear energy is our salvation or our greatest risk? If you want to explore more stories about the inventions that shaped our world, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. The future is being built right now, and understanding the past is the first step to deciding where we go next.